wasn't even planning to stay out long. Just a quick hike. Clear my head. Get a few miles in before the rain hit. The trail was one I knew. Used it every fall when the air went crisp and the leaves started to rot underfoot. It's not marked, not on official maps, but it's well worn, enough boot prints and bike tracks over the years to show the way. I parked where the road ended. Locked the car. Didn't bring much. Just water, a bar, my phone in my pocket. The first mile felt normal. Trees on either side pressed close. Light breaking through in long lines, soft and gold. No birds. No wind. Just my boots on dirt, the rhythm of breath. About 2 miles in, the trail curved. I remember this bend. It always felt tighter than it should be. Like the trees had shifted overnight, leaning in to listen. And that's when I saw it. A glint in the light. Something strapped to a pine, about 10 feet off the ground. I stepped closer. A trail camera. Camo casing, weather-worn strap. Lens aimed right at the path. I don't mind cameras. I get it. Hunters, researchers, rangers maybe. But this one. It had no logo. No serial sticker. Nothing. Just a box. I stared at it for a while. Didn't touch it. Didn't like how it seemed to point exactly where I stood. Finally I reached up. Unclipped the latch. Inside, the SD card was still there. I hesitated. Then slid it out. It was warm. Not sun warm. Not metal warm. Body warm. Like someone had handled it minutes ago. I didn't have a reader on me. No laptop in the car. But I didn't put it back. Just pocketed it. Something about the way it sat on that tree felt wrong. Like it wasn't supposed to be there. Or maybe I wasn't. I kept walking, trying to convince myself I was being dramatic. But every few steps, I felt like I'd see another. Hidden just out of sight. Tracking me. And when I turned to look back at the path, there were no prints. Not mine. Not anyone's. Just clean dirt. Like I hadn't walked it at all. I didn't waste time finishing the trail. Turned back, kept my head down, tried to keep the pace steady. No prints. Every time I glanced at the ground, nothing. No mark where I stepped. Like the dirt filled itself back in. The car was where I left it. Unlocked it fast, slid in, shut the door. It felt too quiet. I started the engine, pulled out quick, tires skimming over loose gravel, and didn't slow down until I hit the main road. At the next turnout I stopped. Pulled out the SD card. I stared at it for a while before sliding it into the slot on my phone adapter. No folder name. Just raw files. I opened the first. It was me. Same jacket. Same boots. Same step mid-stride. Taken from behind. I swiped. Second photo. Me again. Closer this time. Third. A side angle. Fourth. Facing the camera. Eyes looking just past it. Mouth half open like I just said something. I didn't remember seeing the camera then. The timestamps, all within seconds of each other. From minutes before I found the camera. But that wasn't possible. I swiped again. Fifth photo. Me, standing still. Same spot where I found the camera. But in the image, my hands on the latch already. I hadn't seen it until after I stopped. I scrolled faster. 10, 15 more photos. All of me. Different angles. Closer, farther. None of them showed anyone else. No shadow. No blur. No hand on a second camera. Just me. And the last one. It was of the car. Driver's door closed. But I hadn't closed it yet. I didn't even think. Just turned the car around. Gravel spit out under the tires as I shot back up the trail road. I didn't have a plan. Didn't know what I was going to do when I got there. But I couldn't let it go. Not yet. The pull-off looked the same as before. Same broken stump, same tire marks. But something felt shifted. I stepped out. The woods were still. No wind, no birds. That kind of silence that presses on your ears. I walked slow this time. Back up the path. Watching the trees. And then I saw it. Another glint. Higher this time. Strapped to a tree maybe 20 feet in. Same camo casing. Same no name, no sticker shell. Lens pointed right at where I just parked. I stood under it. This one had fresh strap marks. Bark scraped clean where the strap dug in. Like it hadn't been there long. I hesitated. Then jumped, grabbed the bottom. The casing popped open under my fingers. Empty. No card inside. I scanned the trees around me. Looked for anything else. And then I saw the marks. In the dirt. A straight line where something heavy had been dragged. Leading deeper in. I followed. Each step felt wrong. Like I was stepping into someone's room uninvited. The line ended at a fallen log. And there, half buried under moss, a third camera. No strap. Just sat there, pointing at the trail. No casing this time. And no card. Just the lens. And when I leaned down, I saw my own reflection. Not like in a mirror. Wrong. The face looking back wasn't mine. Not exactly. But close. Too close. I stood there too long, watching that warped reflection, trying to convince myself it was just the curve of the glass, the angle, the light. But I couldn't. It looked like me, but not tired enough. Not as pale. Not as thin. Like a version of me that hadn't come out here today. I stepped back, wiping my palms on my jeans without realizing it. The moss on the log was damp. Felt like it clung. I turned to head back. And stopped. The trail didn't look right. It should have curved left. I knew that. I'd walked it a dozen times before. But now it ran straight. Narrower. The trees seemed tighter, closer together, as if they'd shifted while I wasn't looking. I checked the ground for my prints. Still nothing. No boot marks. No drag marks from the log. Clean dirt. Undisturbed. I started walking anyway. Kept my eyes forward. Didn't glance back at the cameras. The light changed as I moved. Brighter in some spots where it should have been thick with shade. Darker where the sun should have cut through. Every 100 feet I stopped. Listened. The woods were dead. Not even the rustle of a squirrel. And the path kept going straight. I should have hit the curve by now. Or the stump where I'd parked. But nothing. Just more narrow trail. I pulled out my phone. No bars. I hadn't lost signal out here before. I checked the time. It hadn't changed since I left the car. Same minute. Same second. I powered it off. And from somewhere behind me, the faint click of a camera shutter. I froze. Waited. Held my breath until my lungs ached. Nothing. No second click. No movement. No wind. I turned slowly, scanning the trees behind me. Nothing stood out. No glint. No camo casing. Just bark, shadow, moss. But the sound had been near. Too near. Like it came from just over my shoulder. I stepped back, almost tripping over a root I hadn't seen. Hard hammering, hands damp. Then I saw it. Half hidden in the crook of a low branch. Another camera. Smaller than the others. Black plastic cracked at the corner, like it had been dropped. No strap. Just wedged there. Lens pointed down the path. At me. I reached for it, but stopped. The lens was fogged. Condensation on the inside. Like it had been breathing. I stepped around it, giving it a wide berth. Kept moving. Pace faster now. But the trail didn't change. No curve, no clearing, just straight, endless narrow dirt. And the trees pressed closer, branches lower. The air smelled different. Not pine, not soil, metallic, like battery acid. I stopped again, tried to get my bearings, looked for the sun, but the light was flat, no direction. I turned in a slow circle, and there, another camera, this one on the ground, pointed up at me, red light blinking, recording. I stared at it. That small blink, slow, rhythmic, not rushed like a dying battery, not fast like an error, just steady. It was lodged in the dirt at an angle, as if someone had set it there in a hurry. Pointed right at me. I bent down, reached for it. The casing felt warm, not from the sun. The ground was cool beneath my knees, but the plastic felt like skin warm. I picked it up. No buttons, no brand, no slot for a card, just that red blink. And as I turned it over, I realized it wasn't recording. It was signaling. To what, I didn't know. I held it for too long. Could feel my pulse matching its rhythm. I set it back down, carefully, and stood. The trail ahead looked the same. Straight, tight, endless. I turned. The trail behind. Gone. Just trees. Thick. No path. No gap where I'd walked. No broken twigs. No footprints. Nothing. I backed away, hands shaking, trying to think. And that's when I heard it. The soft whir of a lens focusing. Close. Too close. I spun around, but there was no camera. Just the sound. And the faintest click, like the shutter catching me again. I didn't run. Didn't know where I'd go if I did. The trail was gone. Trees pressed tight on every side. But the sound kept coming. That faint whir. A soft click. Then another. Like a dozen shutters firing just out of sight. I turned in slow circles, heart pounding so loud it drowned out the forest. And then I saw them. No longer hidden. Cameras. Everywhere. Strapped to trunks. Wedged between roots. Dangling from low branches on broken cords. Some were old, cracked, dirt smeared, moss creeping over the lenses. Others looked new. Clean. Lens glass clear, dry despite the heavy air. All pointed at me. And every few seconds one would click. Soft. Precise. No flash. Just the sound. I stepped backward, nearly tripped on a root. Felt the brush of a cord against my leg. Looked down. Another camera, tied to a fallen branch. Blinking. Recording. I tried to speak, say something, anything. But my mouth was dry. And above me, in the canopy, I caught the glint of metal. Cameras higher up. Dozens. Maybe more. Watching from every angle. And then the clicks slowed. One by one they stopped. Silence again. Except for one last shutter. Close. Right behind my ear. I froze. Felt the weight of that last shutter click like it had gone off inside my skull. Slowly I turned my head. Nothing. No camera. No branch. No trap. Just air. But the sound had been too close. Close enough that I should have seen it. I stepped back, careful not to trip again. My boot brushed against something small and hard in the dirt. I looked down. Another camera. But this one was different. Smallest yet. Lens cracked clean through, like it had been crushed under a heel. Its red light was dead. No blink. But the screen on the back flickered to life as I stared at it. No buttons pressed. Just flickered on. And displayed one image. A photo. It wasn't me. Not exactly. Same jacket. Same boots. Same path. But not my face. Similar. Too similar. But the eyes were wrong. Too dark. Too wide. And the mouth. It was smiling. A wide, empty smile I hadn't made. I dropped the device. The screen cracked further as it hit the ground, the image warping. I backed away, heart hammering so loud I thought I'd pass out. And through the trees ahead, I saw the trail. The real one. Or I thought I did. No cameras now. No clicks. Just the narrow dirt path, waiting. I ran. Didn't stop. Didn't look back. Not until I reached the car. And when I did, there was a camera on the hood, facing the driver's seat. Red light blinking.